Here's the stock Redcat we're starting with, guys. Look at the body rub, the outside edge of the tires. It already modified with cut tires and 25mm wheel spacers installed. Notice how during flex that the body is actually rubbing the inside of the tire, not the outside like the stock one. First thing you're going to do is to remove your front tire when installing these 25mm wheel spacers. You can discard the nut that's on there from the factory because you're not going to use that anymore. If you notice, the hole in the center is probably going to need to be drilled out. It's smaller than the nuts that come in this package from what I remember. I've put this kit on 2 past trucks. It's worked great on both of them and 0 issues. Let's pull one out here and look at it, see what we have. Okay, we got the wheel spacer, put the nut in there, spins freely as it should. Everything looks great. Nice anodized. See how loose it is though? When you pick a drill bit to drill the center of that wheel out, which I'm sure this is not going to fit, then you need to pick a drill bit that's a little bit loose inside of that thing. The reason being, you don't want to oversize this hole because then it will allow your wheel to fall off. Then your wheel would be ruined basically. Before drilling out, let's remove the stock wheel hex. Just pop it off. Be careful when you pull it off not to lose the drive pin that's inside the stub axle though. It's actually what spins your tire. It's actually going to be what sets your in and out end plate in that axle shaft. Here it is. Look at how small it is. The kit does come with 4, but they're just a little bit shorter. I believe the stock one would work better. I don't see any need to take it out. It's never given us any trouble before. If you look at these wheel spacers, there's a cross cut out in the back. You can put them on either way. That cross is what actually sits on that pin and drives your wheel. And then your nut will go up inside of it like so and tighten down on the stub axle. Very simple. Now we need to pick us a drill bit. Take the stub axle and you want to look for a small bit that's very close in size but is loose. Then size it up against your female nut. Notice that they're about the same size. The drill bit seems to be a little smaller, which is why I like to start. You can drill more out, but you can't add material back. So you want to use a smaller drill bit. Remember, when you go to drill this, you don't just want to hold it up in the air and drill it. You want to lay it down on something solid. Remember, do not put your hand behind it. When you drill, if you put your hand behind it and it pokes through, you're going to start drilling your hand. Then try your nut again. The wheel nut will not actually go through the wheel. It starts to push in, but it's awful tight. It's too tight. It won't actually go through the wheel. So we need to go up the next size and drill bit. Just one size. We'll try that. It's better to drill 3 times than to cut it out too much and have to replace the wheel. Hand away from the back. Poke another hole. Voila. The nut falls through. It's exactly what we're shooting for. Now you'll put your wheel spacer back on. Take and put your wheel on, which it's very, very easy to put your wheel on now. It's a little different because you don't have the stud sticking out, but you can see the hex to line it up. So, kind of a double-edged sword. Now you need to tighten it down. Remember, you're dealing with plastic, so you don't want to over-torque it, but do not leave it loose. If you over-torque it, you could maybe by chance bust the actual nut itself, and if you tear that nut up, you would probably have to buy a whole new wheel spacer kit to replace it. But look at how much farther it sticks out than the one on the other side that you have not done yet. Like you can put your finger behind the knuckle on one side, not on the other. It's amazing the difference. Just look at that. Look how much room that gave you. Now this could cause premature bearing wear, but other than that, no big deal. These bars will have to be replaced if you do 4-wheel steering to the same ones that are on the front where they have the bend in them. If you put these wheel spacers on and decide to go 4-wheel steering, you don't have to replace that bar. You can use what's on it, which is also a wonderful thing. Just repeat the process on the rest of the tires, and you will have completed your task. And here's your finished product. Cut tires, 4-wheel steering, and 25mm wheel spacers. This thing looks mean. Look at these 25mm wheel spacers at work. Front tire's flat on the ground almost, the rear tire's rubbing the body. Don't forget guys, like, subscribe, hit that bell button so you can get notified more tips and tricks like this. And whatever you do, keep on crawling.